Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to channel Natural Biology. This is Shankar sir. In my previous class, I have completed about the first phylum, that is Porifera of the animal kingdom. Okay, we are discussing NCERT class 11, the chapter number 4, Animal Kingdom. Okay, the first phylum Porifera we have completed and come to the next phylum, that is Cnidaria. What is the name? Name of the phylum, that is Cnidaria. Okay, right. The word Cnidaria is derived from a Greek language. In Greek, nide means nettle. Okay, nettle. And Latin word area, nothing but like. So these are the nettle-like organisms. Okay, that is the shape of this nettle. Okay, nettle-like organisms. Right. This Cnidaria, also known as Coelenterata. Earlier it was called as Coelenterata because Cnidarians and phylum Ctenophores, two phylums now, Cnidaria and Ctenophora, grouped together as a Coelenterata. So later, because of the different characteristic features of these, they get separated. Okay. Then the now special phylum Cnidaria. Earlier it is Coelenterata. Okay. Right. And it shows blind sac plant. The body shows blind sac plant. What is blind sac plant? The system, especially digestive system, okay, not yet developed. But if it is having any digestive tube, like coelenteron is a cavity, okay, coelenteron, digestive cavity, have only one single opening. Okay, digestive system is not completely developed. Okay, we can see this is the tissue level of organization. Okay, but there is a cavity which is called gastrovascular cavity. Okay, inside the body. So gastrovascular cavity have one opening, single opening, that is called blind sac plant. Come to the presence of cnidoblast, stinging cells is the characteristic feature of cnidarians. First we'll talk best example, noun example, that is Hydra. Okay, so this is the example for Hydra. This is the organism name Hydra. So Hydra is a best example for these cnidarians. Okay, so cnidoblast stinging cells are the special cells. This is a characteristic feature of cnidarians. So this point is important. Okay, if you get the question, you may get the question. Which among the following is the characteristic feature of cnidarians? Okay, presence of cnidocytes, cnidoblast, nematocyst, all the above. Okay, so answer is very easy now. All the above. Okay, right. But if the options will be changed, like cnidocyst or cnidocyte, okay, choanocyte, pinacocyte, porocyte. Now the answer will be cnidocyte or cnidocyst. Okay, right. So cnidoblast or cnidocytes or stinging cells is the characteristic feature of cnidarians. Very important. Okay, right. Blind sac plant, already we have discussed if it is having a single opening. So this single opening of the gastrovascular cavity is called hypostome. What it is? Hypostome. Hypostome is an area where all the tentacles are covered. All the area is covered with the tentacles. So and have a single opening which is called mouth. So that region is called hypostome. It is also present in the cnidarians. Okay. Let's talk about this general characteristic features. Okay, general characteristic features of cnidarians. At first point, where it lives. What is the habitat? Mostly marine. A few are freshwater forms. Like Hydra is a freshwater form. Okay, and this Opelia, Physalia. Okay, these are the marine forms. Come to many habits. What are they? How they live? Whether they are single or lives in a groups. Okay, many are colonial, means they live in a groups called Physalia, and some are solitary. Solitary is nothing but single. Okay, single. Hydra and Adamsia. Adamsia, we know that the general common name is sea anemone. Okay, sea anemones are lives single, alone. Okay, solitary nothing but alone. Come to the level of organization. How the body body is made up of tissues or having organ systems or cells. So that is called a level of organization. Here level of organization is tissue level of organization, and they are diploblastic, have two germ layers. Outer layer is called ectoderm and inner layer is called endoderm. Here I already discussed in the body wall. So they are diploblastic. The body having the outer layer. This is the outer layer. So this outer layer is called ectoderm. Then ectoderm later it is developed into epidermis, outer body wall. And the endoderm, inner layer, this layer is called gastroderm. So endoderm later it is developed into gastroderm. In between the endoderm and ectoderm there is a gelatinous material that is called mesoglia. Mesoglia. Okay, so this is the mesoglia. Mesoglia contain different types of cells, especially the amoebocytes. Wandering amoebocytes are present. Okay, even interstitial cells are present and different modified cells are present. But these cells are not derived from the mesoglia. They either derived from the gastrodermis or from the ectodermis. Okay, right. Symmetry. Okay, so this shows radial symmetry. Okay, Cnidarians, most of the Cnidarians shows radial symmetry. What is mean by radial symmetry? Okay, many planes can divide the organisms into two equal halves. Only one plane, if we cut the organism, for example it is the organism, okay, if we cut the organisms only by one plane, it can divide into two equal halves, that is called bilateral symmetry. But here many planes are possible. This is one plane is possible, and here one plane, and in this way one plane. Many planes are possible. Hence it is called radial symmetry. Okay. And few are biradial symmetry. Only two planes are divide the organism into two equal halves. That is called biradial symmetry. Biradial symmetry we can see in Adamsia. That is called sea anemone. So sea anemones, and the next phylum you remember ctenophores. Sea anemones and ctenophores shows the biradial symmetry. Important neat question. Okay, Cnidarians, not Cnidarians, in Cnidaria, sea anemones and next phylum ctenophores both shows biradial symmetry. Okay, right. So ectoderm, endoderm is completed. Come to body forms. They shows different body forms. They are not like a human being. Okay, we are having only one form, but they shows different forms. This one form can be converted into adult form or another form. Like for example, how once you imagine if a male is converted into female or a female converted into male. Okay, so such type of alternative forms also available here. Okay, right. Body form. There are two basic body forms are available. One is the polyform and one is the medusa form. So one is the polyform, another one is the medusa form. Right. What is this, sir? Polyp is a cylindrical. This is the polyform. Cylindrical form, and they are sessile, means cannot move. And colonial or solitary. They may live in a colonies or maybe singular. And here the mouth is directed upward. Tentacles and mouth upward directed in the polyp form. Come to the medusa form. Medusa form is an umbrella-like form. It is a free swimming form. It is a sessile, cannot move, but it can move. Free swimming form and solitary, not colonies. And mouth and tentacles are here. This is the mouth and tentacles all are directed downwards. Okay, hypostome directed downwards, hypostome directed upward. Okay, clear? So these are the two forms. In Physalia, here it is a Physalia. There are many forms, not only this polypid medusa. So other than the polypid medusa, there are other different types of forms are present. Many different type of forms like insects. So that are called zooids. Okay, zooids. So many type of zooids are found in the Physalia. So such phenomenon is called polymorphism. Poly, many, morphs, forms. Polymorphism can be seen in Physalia. Okay, And exoskeleton, skeleton nothing but which give protection, which give shape, structure to the body. Okay, so that is called skeleton. Skeleton generally absent, no skeleton. Example in Hydra, sea anemones, Physalia, skeleton is absent. But some anthozoans which are called corals. Okay, in some anthozoans which are called corals, there is a skeleton is present which is made up of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate skeleton is present in the corals. You know, corals forms coral reefs at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, there are large coral reefs also formed by these anthozoans. Okay, so they are called coral reefs. That point is important. Come to the coelom. A true body cavity is absent, but also there is a cavity present that is called gastrovascular cavity. True body cavity in the sense it is lined with the mesoderm, but here the gastrovascular cavity, this is not lined with the mesoderm. It is just a simple cavity only, which involves in transportation and digestion. We can call it gastrovascular cavity. It is also known as coelenteron. Coelenteron, hence the name called coelenterata. So presence of coelenteron is marks the name of coelenterata because both are having gastrovascular cavity. Okay, right. This is the class, very clear, because to collect this data it took much time. Okay, I have seen many videos. After seeing the many videos, how much information should be given to the new student, so everything is displayed here. So every point is enough, and these points are enough for the NEET examination, not more than this. So I don't want to waste your time because the clear cut information will be given here. So that keep in your mind and support my channel. If you are listening for the first time, subscribe, like, share, comment and spread the knowledge. Okay, spread the knowledge and support the young talent. Okay, because India needs the youngsters. Try to understand. Okay, right. Come to the next point. It's digestion. How digestion takes place? Digestion occurs intracellular and extracellular. So if it is intracellular, medocytes carry out the digestion. If it is in extracellular, it occurs in the gastrovascular cavity. The cells lining up the gastrovascular carry out the digestion, then intracellular digestion, or if it is occurs in the gastrovascular cavity, extracellular digestion. If it is intracellular digestion, the inner lining of the gastrovascular cavity have special type of cells, nutritive muscular cells. Nutritive muscular cells secrete some digestive enzymes. Okay, so they helps in digestion. Respiration, excretion present only in the form of diffusion because special organs are absent for respiration and excretion, not yet developed. Okay, right. Coordination, and this is important because the coordination, because in parazoans, poriferans, okay, there is no neurons, nerve cells are absent, but here nerve cells are present in the form of a network which is called nerve net. Okay, nerve net. There are two nerve nets. How many nerve nets? Two nerve nets. One is present in the gastrodermis and one is present in the ectodermis. Two network of neurons are present, one in gastrodermis and one in ectoderms. Okay, this point is important. And especially in the medusoid form, there are some sense organs which are called statocysts. This is also important. This can be framed as a question in the NEET exam. Okay, what are the sensory cells in the cnidarians? Pinacocytes, choanocytes, statocysts, and nidocytes also. Nidocytes are not sensory cells. Statocysts are sensory cells. Okay, remember. Come to reproduction. Both the ways of reproduction is available: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction by the process called budding, and sexual reproduction fusion of gametes. Okay, testes are present, ovaries are present. Okay, fertilization. If fertilization takes place, that may be in the this occurs in the mesoglea, or even external fertilization also takes place. Okay, right. Come to development. Development is indirect development. Indirect development means they convert into different forms. No direct giving the birth to young ones. Okay. Indirect development through larval stages. Then what is the name of the larva? Planula. What is that? Planula is the larva. Okay. Helps in the development. Indirect development through planula larva. Come to the regeneration. Regeneration. Okay. Ability of gaining the body parts. If any body part is lost due to any accident or any other prey capture these organisms, okay, predator, any predator capture this organism, it can lose its body part, and the remaining, that lost body parts can be regenerated. High power of regeneration is available here. Remember that till the Echinodermata all are having a good ability of regeneration. Right. Come to the metagenesis. This is one special characteristic of these cnidarians. Metagenesis. Okay, metagenesis. Genesis nothing but production. Meta means many forms. As we know that polyform can develop into medusa form, and medusa form can give the polyform. These polyform can use medusa form by asexual reproduction, and this medusa form can produce polyform through sexual reproduction. So these type of exchange, okay, polyp to medusa and medusa to polyp. So this is called metagenesis. Not exchanging, it is generating. Polyform reproduce asexually and gives medusa. Medusa reproduce sexually and gives polyp. Okay, so this type of generation is called metagenesis. Okay, so metagenesis can be seen in Obelia. Where we can see Obelia. This is the example for Obelia. It is a polyform, cylindrical form. It is a single, or it may be in the colony form. Okay, polyform available in the form of colony. Okay, that is called metagenesis. These all are general characteristic features of cnidarians. Let's see the one stinging cells, nidoblast or nidocyte. Okay, or stinging cells. So here it is the diagram of the stinging cell. You can see it. Okay, so if you see the diagram, there is an outer layer, fluid filled layer. Okay, this is the outer layer, fluid filled layer, tough layer, that is called nematocyst. Okay, nematocyst contain nidoblast. Okay, where these are present? Present are the nidoblast. Okay, now it is the outer layer, gel-like layer, which helps to capture the prey and helps in adhesion, attached to other surfaces, and it gives protection. So nematocyst is a layer, fluid filled layer present over the nidoblast, helps to capture the prey and helps to adhesion, okay, attachment of any other surfaces, and also give protection. Okay, and there is a small thread tubule. Okay, thread tubule, even the operculum is present at the opening of the opening area contain the operculum, and also cytoplasm present. Inside the cytoplasm, nucleus is present, even lasso is present. This is the single cell. Nothing much important about these nidocytes. Just remember the diagram, okay, and the structure of nidocytes. These nidocytes, okay, are nidoblast. Presence of this is the characteristic feature. This point is, remember, that is enough. Okay, right. Come to Cnidaria. Phylum Cnidaria. What is this? Phylum Cnidaria. Further divided into class. So these all are classes, class level. Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, Anthozoa. Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, Anthozoa. Anthozoa also known as Actinozoa. Okay. Here we can see polyform and medusa form. Both forms are available, as we have seen in the Obelia. Okay, Obelia, Hydra. And in Hydra mostly only we can have polyform. Okay, right. Physalia also having both the forms. Okay, Hydra, Obelia, Physalia are example for Hydrozoa. Remember that Physalia is called Portuguese man of war. Portuguese man of war. Obelia is called sea fur because it is looking like a fur, hairs. Sea fur. Obelia, sea fur. Physalia, Portuguese man of war. At the time of Portuguese war, okay, to the people of the Portuguese, to remark the Portuguese war in the form of these organisms, Physalia, because when they are floating on the water surface, they look like a sail, ship-like, warship, okay, a ship war. So hence they regarded as Portuguese man of war. Come to the Scyphozoa. Here medusoid form is the dominant. Medusoid form is dominant. Aurelia. Generally they are called jellyfish. Okay, jellyfish. Aurelia, jellyfish, and Rhizostoma are example for Scyphozoa. Come to Anthozoa. Adamsia, sea anemone, important. We have to remember. Metridium, Plummus anemone. Metridium, Plummus anemone. Pennatula, sea pen. Gorgonia, sea fan. Meandrina, brain coral. These are asked many times in the NEET exams. So their scientific name, common name we have to remember. Okay, Meandrina, brain coral. Pennatula, sea pen. In the name only it is having pen, Pennatula. Gorgonia, sea fan. Okay, Metridium, Plummus anemone, and Adamsia, sea anemone. Names have to remember. Just you have to practice 5 times the words. Definitely will remember. And there is one more thing. Corallium rubrum. Corallium rubrum is the red stone coral. This is also important. What is that? Red stone coral. So this is the classification. Phylum Cnidaria classified into Hydrozoa, Anthozoa, and Scyphozoa. Anthozoa also known as Actinozoa. Right. There is one point in remarkable power of regeneration. Regeneration is possible, and there are special type of cells which are called interstitial cells. Interstitial cells present in the mesoglea, they have ability to give the new organism or any other cells. That ability is called totipotency. For example, skin cells. Skin cells cannot give the entire organism. Okay, but these interstitial cells can produce ectoderm, endoderm, every part of the body, or it can generate a new organism also. That ability of a cell can give a new organism is called totipotency. What are the totipotent cells in poriferans? Archaeocytes. Here in Cnidarians, interstitial cells. Okay, so this point is important. Okay, right. Hope you understand about the Cnidaria. Okay, so these points are enough for the NEET examination. Hope you understand clearly. Okay, the same screenshot will be available at the front page. Okay, the beginning of the video you are having the complete photo or pic of this board. Okay, so don't worry. So thank you for patience listening. Support my channel, subscribe the channel, and spread the channel. Okay, spread is nothing but in the form of sharing. Okay, if you touch the bell icon, then you will get the notifications very quickly. Okay, so thank you.